All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. So we're going to continue practicing how to create cladograms based on derived character tables, comparison tables, which is what we're looking at here. But this time we're going to just increase the complexity just a little bit and take a look at a few more species along with a few more characteristics. So we're going to start this one off just like we did in the set we did in your notes. And let's just take a look and go through the organisms and find out how many characters they actually have and sort of rank them so we can start understanding who's going to come at the bottom versus who's going to come up at the top. So if I take a look up here, there's my millipede, right? And if I look across that particular set, he doesn't have any of the traits at all. The human body louse has the 3 body regions, also has the flattened head, so he has 2 traits. The beetle has the wings, the body region, and the complete metamorphosis, so he has 3 traits. Assassin bug has 2. The bee has wings, body region, social behavior, complete metamorphosis, and a mobile head, so that makes 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 traits. And then the ant has all of them, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so let's come down here and let's start figuring out who to place where. And again, it depends on how you want to work this and what makes sense to you. So first off, hopefully you can figure out who the outgroup is, who's going to come first. And this would be the organism in your table that has none of the traits. So that means that this millipede here is my outgroup. Okay, which means he's going to be the first one on the tree because he doesn't have anything in common with anybody else. All right, so I've taken care of our millipede. All right. The other thing that I noticed for myself is who has to come at the other end of the tree, and that's going to be the one who has everything. So I'm going to go ahead and put the ant on here right away because I know he's going to have to be at the other end of the tree because he's got every characteristic that we're looking for. All right, so that leaves the other 4 in the middle. Okay, so if I work from the bottom up, then I know that that means that if we've got 2 2s, a 3, and a 5. All right. So how about I actually work from the other end? And let's take a look. My bee is going to be pretty easy because he's got 5 traits. My ant has 6. So that means that the bee is going to have to be up here at this end. Okay. So I'm going to add him on there. And the only thing that distinguishes the bee from the ant is having a flat body. So that means that that flat body has to come here. Now here's the trick to this though. Your ant has it, but so does the human body louse who only has 2 traits. So I can't cross that flattened body off just yet. That means this trait's going to end up showing up twice. Okay, so let's go ahead and keep working backwards then. So I've taken care of the bee, he's got 5. The next lowest number is the beetle. So he's got 3 traits, so I'm going to put him on here. All right, so that takes care of that guy. And my human body louse and my assassin bug both have 2. So because they've got the same number of traits, that means they're going to have to branch off of each other. So they're going to come on here like this. And whether you put the assassin bug here, the body louse here, or vice versa, really doesn't matter. It's just that they have to come on the same line and they have to include the right traits in the right places. All right, so that takes care of all of the organisms. Now, where do the traits go? Well, if I take a look, all right, the wings everybody has except for that human body louse. So the wings are going to go here because the assassin bugs has them, but then also here because so does everybody else. So that's actually going to show up twice. So the wings are taken care of. My 3 body regions, everybody has except for the millipede. So that means that's going to come here. And we've taken care of that. Now my social behavior includes both the bee and the ant, so that means that behavioral trait is going to come here. Okay, we've taken care of that one. Complete metamorphosis includes the beetle as well as the bee and the ant. So these guys are all 3 up top, so that means that can come before that beetle. Okay, so we've taken care of that trait. The mobile head includes both the bee and the ant, so that also comes here. And I'm just going to draw us a line out here so you can see where this goes. All right. And then we're back to that flat body region. So we said that included the ant, which we took care of, but it's also on the human body louse. So that one's going to come here. All right, and there we go. This one is relatively complex because we've got both the flattened body showing up twice, the wings showing up twice. So it does make this one a little bit more complex. So let's take a look at this one then. Similar idea, this one just uses the plus and minuses instead, and sets the table up a little different with the species across the top and the traits going down the columns. So I'm going to also do the same thing I've been doing and just take them species by species. So if I look down my kangaroos, they have the vertebral column, the paired legs, the amniotic sac, and the mammary glands. So they have 4 out of the 5 traits. So I'm going to put a 4 up here. The lamprey doesn't have any, so hopefully you know what that means. My rhesus monkey has all of them, so he's got a 5. Bullfrog has 2 out of the 3. My human also has all 5. My snapping turtle has 3, and my tuna has 1. All right, now that I've helped you that far, see if you can figure out where these guys belong on the tree, as well as where they are going to show up in terms of the characteristics. Okay, so again, you can kind of take this in a multitude of ways depending on what makes sense to you. First and foremost, you should hopefully be able to recognize who the outgroup is. So the first species that's going to come on here is that lamprey because he doesn't have any of the traits at all. So we're going to go ahead and take care of him. The next number up is the tuna. He's only got 1, and he's the only one with a 1, so he'll come on his own line. So that takes care of the tuna. All right, and the only trait that he has is that vertebral column. So let's go ahead and add that on there. Okay. Next one up, bullfrog has a 2, so we'll put him on here. Okay. And the trait that he has is the paired legs. Tuna doesn't have him, lamprey doesn't have him, but everybody else does, so that means that's going to be what separates him from everyone else. All right, so we've got those legs on there. Next number coming is your snapping turtle. All right. And the trait that he's got is the amniotic egg. Also includes everyone above him, so we can put it here. All right. And then we've got the rhesus monkey and the human. They both have 5, so they are both going to end up being paired off with each other. Because I'm at the top of the table, I can just put the Y just like we've been doing, and it's not a big deal. I'm going to happen to put the monkey here. And the human here, although technically given this set of information, if you were to flip them, it wouldn't be incorrect. But let's take a look at the traits we've got left. We've got mammary glands, both the monkey and the human have them, so that means it's going to come before the two of them. And they both have a placenta, so that will also come here. And I'm just gonna move this line just a little over so you can see it. All right, and that takes care of that one.